I wonder that just hearing him talk about alchemy and the occult, I wonder, do we really need to go back to Jonathan Edwards in order to appreciate Jackson Pollock? Why did he have such a strange feeling against messiness? I thought messiness is being sexy. And that's exactly how I would describe Carolee's work. So there's no need to there's no need to introduce her further. She's a legend. Come on up, Carolee.
Well, I wondered if I was being set up, and yes, I was. That's what he did. Thank you. Yeah. Well, what I learned from Robert is the structure within the gestalt of density and the fracture within density. And as a young painter involved in collage and the fracturing of the inherited principles from Cézanne and Artaud, what I learned from Robert was to have permission for this. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. Any whiskey in it? No. But it's nice. The poets were the first artists when I got to New York City who appreciated my painting and the painting constructions, and it meant the world to me. I'm always writing and hovering on the threshold of synesthesia every morning to see if images and texts are going to appear and want formation, because I don't work by another kind of self-determination. So this address to the conscious and research moving into the unconscious dynamic is something that, for which I received permission from Robert and his work, and he was the first poet and artist to publish what I was writing, and it meant the world to me. So I'm going to read the page that he published in Matter, very rare Mimeo edition, right? 1963. It's full of remarkable works of his and other poets, so I was immensely gratified to be part of that. It's from the Notebooks, July 1963, Hormone Circling. The heat welled up over all thought, tides into substance, no consciousness beyond the interchange of body heat and atmospheric heat. Who dies without leaving sign of at least a fleet thought, a mark, or feeling falling until the instant could passing into body's protest and complaint. So in my sleep, an image offers itself from sensation and is accepted for narrative journey shorn of source, his leg heavy over my own. Flesh, light, bureau drawers, the sheet twisted beneath a foot, skyward place where I dress in burnt paper scraps. Flesh shake, hand to thought, blood radiant, bedeviling, churned by passage-changing chemistries, traveling mysteriously to touch into the past, to light a light darken over that child's bed, to reset the bird firmly on the windowsill. Who is in charge? Here comes estrogen, adrenaline, evinced by such easily measurable factors as changes in temperature, in basal metabolism, and blood sedimentation rates. Progesterone, pituitary, thyroid, again, headed to calcium and a shot of parastyrate. In the corners, release, shade flapping stubbornly. There is no wind. Oppressive, hushed, a slow storm coming, or the great barber, or the texture of the wicker bassinet, that desperate place. The wheel turning, possibility of total recall, reviving various sensory and motor experiences. In the mental processes that go on between some stimulus and some response, we may arouse an image or memory, or an earlier stimulus or experience recurs, subject to recall. The past informs itself freely, building and hearkening. I rest within a total mosaic of experience and below, beyond the 6 points of recognition. Glandular function stimulated by parasympathetic at one time, by sympathetic at other times. When I write, the sympathetic dominates, central tension, high, streaming from periphery to center. Away from the world, back into the self, wrote Wilhelm Reich. Or Epstein's study of epilepsy, that particular brain tissue which receives impression of terror may be altered by the reception of the experience. Normal neural tissue may be altered by reception of painful experience and provide for later appearances of such an experience as repetitive mental product. Hormones circling endlessly. Try and catch them, that is, keep up to them. Tyrannies begin in the flesh, as they say, no wonder. Thank you. And if there's time, I have a 7-minute collage from 1968, body collage, that's based on the shredding and tearing as a form of sensuous, unified gestalt. Do you see it? Yeah, Robert says yes. Okay. Good.